Hi guys, welcome to my video for Monster Bash. It's really a great table that I enjoy playing and it deserves all the plaudits that it gets. It's not a very complicated table, but you can make use of a nice feature of the modes being stackable and the fact that during multiball the timer stops for the different modes. Considering the table layout map, obviously all shots are important, but I like to point out number 1, the creature, which you can backhand quite easily, and then number 6, the mosh pit lane. It's easier to shoot it from the right flipper, but it is possible from the left. And then number 9, the scoop's got quite a wide opening, so make sure you stay well clear of it if you don't want to shoot into it, as the ball very easily slips into it. Starting off, I just want to show you to be careful of, that happening. It happens just at the wrong moment because you don't expect the ball to hit that slingshot, but it does more often than not. I think one more example of it happening. Yes, it's not nice, but it's easily avoided. All you need to do is hold up that left flipper, and you can quite easily live catch the ball on the right flipper. So there was another good example, and this one as well. So even if it doesn't go 100% according to plan, it's quite safe. So just keep that in mind as you go. So starting off our main game, first thing to do is to get that skill shot. You get some points, but the most important thing is that you get monster bombs, which later on you can use in the correct mode. There's a monster bomb for each different monster. Yes, looked like I drained by mistake there, but it was on purpose because the ball saver was still on and I wanted to get a few more shots down on the mummy. Didn't really work, but in general I tried to do that. So my main strategy is to first start off on Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein after that. And the reason for that is that Frankenstein is a multi-ball mode, and a key thing on this table is during any multi-ball mode, which includes Frankenstein, Mosh Pit, multi-ball, Monster Bash, the timer for any mode that's running stops. So usually I try to start Frankenstein, the Bride of Frankenstein, and if Wolfman is close enough, I'll start Wolfman as well. But in this case, I think I'm just going to start Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein. There you can see my technique for dealing with the ball from the scoop. All you do is just before the ball gets to it, you drop the flipper. Basically a drop catch. And then the ball goes across to the right flipper and you can control it easily enough. If you just leave the flipper down, the ball bounces a bit more riskily. Or a lot more riskily. Let's see here again. So let's start the Frankenstein mode, and the Bride of Frankenstein is running. First off, just go for Frankenstein, because it takes a whole lot longer to get Frankenstein started than most of the other modes. Only the mummy is harder to get ready to start. So yes, so there I got Frankenstein, and now I'm going to focus on the Bride of Frankenstein. You need 3 shots up each of the ramps. The advantage as well, if you finish a mode during multi-ball, then the end of mode bonus or reward period just continues as long as you keep the multi-ball going. Okay, there I unfortunately lost the ball. Here I'm going to show you now what happens if you don't manage to get Frankenstein done during the multi-ball. The game is kind enough that it actually gives you a second chance. You'll see now there, as Frankenstein goes, you just shoot the ball through underneath him, and that starts last chance. You have 15 seconds to get as many shots as you still require for him. I only needed 1 there. So back to my main game, Bride of Frankenstein. I just got it there. So now I'm in the reward period. It's only a couple of seconds, but during multi-ball, that reward period will carry on as long as you keep the balls going. And for the Bride of Frankenstein, that's very valuable because it's 3 times the value of what the normal shot would be. So now that I have their instruments, I'm moving on to the rest. So the mummy is lit from enough bumper hits. Now I'm gonna try to get the other modes ready as well, which is Wolfman, the creature, and Dracula. Okay, unfortunately lost the ball there, which wasn't according to plan. That's why it's sometimes worthwhile to start Wolfman as well, along with Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein, because after 3 monsters started, you get an extra ball, which I missed out on there now. But I have the foresight in this game to know that it worked out for me, so it didn't cost me too much. So Wolfman is almost ready to start.
I hope this monster is as studly as you, Doctor.
Oh, yeah, I started the mummy. I wasn't planning to, but you can see extra ball is lit now. For 3 monsters mode started. So mummy, you only have to score a certain amount of points. So in general, it's not difficult. You just have to be accurate and especially try to get it into the bumpers. There we started Wolfman as well. And the advantage of starting Mummy and the Wolfman together is that if you only do Wolfman on its own, the ball goes right around the orbits and it's quite hard to control it. But if Mummy is running at the same time, the ball drops into the bumpers.
You mind if I mark my territory?
There we go, you can see the ball dropping in. So I can't remember what monster bombs I have, but basically as soon as any mode starts, you don't have to remember which monster bombs you have. You just press the launch button, and if you have a monster bomb for that particular monster, then it will count as 1 shot. For instance, for Wolfman, it will be one of the 4 shots, and you'll get the points for that as well. And yes, that was not very bright of me, but luckily it didn't cost me. Well, it did actually, because I didn't finish Wolfman, so now I'll have to start Wolfman again, but it wasn't too costly in the long run. So 1 shot away from starting Creature, and Dracula is primed as well. So I think I'm gonna try to get Wolfman ready again, so that I can start Creature, Wolfman and Dracula at the same time. And then, because I have all 6 monsters, Monster Bash will be ready. And then if I can start Monster Bash while the 3 modes are running, then basically the timer stops for them. So that's always what you're looking for on this table. Started Dracula, wasn't planning to, but that scoop is so wide open that it doesn't take much to get the ball in there. So before I'm gonna go for Monster Bash, I'm first trying to get Wolfman started and Creature. Okay, got Creature started, and now 1 more shot for Wolfman. Excellent, got it there. And now as soon as I start Monster Bash, there we go. Now the timer stops for those modes, and you get 2 million per hit on any of the monsters, in addition to finishing the modes that you have started. Just keep an eye on the instruments down there, and you'll see as I finish the modes for them. So Dracula, you have to hit 5 times, get more points if he's on the move. I've got another extra ball there for 60 million score. There, I already got the creature. You basically just have to shoot all the lanes and orbits once for the creature. In Wolfman, you just need to shoot 4 shots around the orbit, and like I mentioned, Dracula, you have to shoot 5 times. And I keep on getting points for all the things I'm hitting. I'm not 100% sure how the points work during the multi-balls, but trust me, the multi-balls are very healthy for your scoreboard. Okay, so I haven't finished Dracula yet. I need 3 more shots on him, so that's what I'm going to do next. 2 more left now, and as soon as I have those shots, then I'll have all the instruments, and there you can see Monsters of Rock starting. Basically the wizard mode for the table. That really scores a lot of points. And you get an immediate bonus. There we go, 55 million. And later on in the game you'll see when I get Monsters of Rock again, then that value increases a lot more, depending on how many modes you have finished. So you can see there on the left how the score was accumulated for that start of bonus. Nice, 55 million. Okay, and each monster shot you hit is worth 4 million. And then once you have hit all the monsters once during the mode, then you get the Monsters of Rock bonus again, which I think in this case is around 25 million, but that also goes up as you finish modes. So getting to Monsters of Rock more than once in the game is definitely what you want to do, and to try and complete as many modes as you can. So each time you start a mode, do your best to try and finish it, but yeah, always keep it safe. Frankenstein is the one that takes a lot of work to start, and Mummy is the one that's difficult to finish on its own. The rest are all quite doable on their own, basically outside of multiball. But yes, definitely easier to do everything during multiball. Okay, so that was Monsters of Rock. Still getting points for the ball being alive. 155 million. Not a very good one, but good enough at this stage. So I'm not going to commentate further for the whole game now. There will be certain points. Just take a look at the description down there to link to it. So get to Monsters of Rock again in the game. But it takes quite a bit longer than it did for this first time around. As you can see, I started Bride of Frankenstein there now, so I'm just going to try and complete the mode without first starting Frankenstein. That was a nice nudge save on the left. But yeah, so I'm more or less following the same strategy, but I struggled a little bit more. But in the end it actually worked in my favor, as you'll see later if you take a look at the second Monsters of Rock. So yes, enjoy watching until then, and I'll speak to you later.
Come on board with us. Look, Master, I'm waving at you. Come on, Gil. Yeah, baby! You got the Beetle, is the brain security person? Yes, master. Extra ball is Super jackpot! Super jackpot, baby! This is making me very happy. Super jackpot! Slow down, you're cramping my style.
I need a dog catcher over here.
Nice shot, baby. We gotta do this quick, baby.
Get your grubby paws off me.
I usually run in packs.
Go away, you animal.
That's right, my brother. You mind if I mark my territory? Oh, that ball, Silver. Play with us. Come on, Gil. Nobody knows the scales like you.
Observe the intricate lattices of the image. The handle solid gives us
You guys talk funny.
Form the mosh pit. Get off your feet and jump.
You go, Gil.
Shoot again.
No, please, not the moon.
L is for life, which I don't have. You baby, we're getting the band back together. Come play with us. You only wish you could fly like me. Ladies and gentlemen, live from Transylvania Square Garden, please welcome the Monsters of Rock! You're scaring me. Can you hit this bat with that ball? Hey! Can I get some fries with that steak? Let me fetch my sticks! Right on, dude! That's far out! Come on, kid, come on!
Put a leash on it, Wolfie.
How sweet it is! Yeah, baby, I'm cool! Whoa! Pinball, Silver!
I'm scared of the moon. You don't understand. I'll change.
The dog man is coming!
Eek, he's green!
Yeah, brother! Shoot again! Extra ball is lit!
Can you hear my left foot dragging? I'm right behind you! I'm too old for this! Whoa! This puts a new twist on things, doesn't it? You're not that fast for a youngster. I'm spinning here! Can you hear my left foot dragging? Oh! Whoa! Look at those pyramids!
This one has nice skin.
Somebody fetch me a razor! Take me for a walk. I wanna go for a walk.
Get your grubby paws off me!
Nice shot, baby!
So brittle, yet so manageable.
Oh, yeah! Shoot again!
No, please, not the moon! You won't like me when I change!
I'm starting to itch. I'm getting hairy. I'm a hairy dude in a canine mood. Slow down, you're cramping my style. Yeah, brother.
No, I won't go back to your doghouse with you.
How sweet it is! We gotta do this quick, baby! Yes!
Get away from me, you flea bag!
Whoa, is that ball silver? Come on, Gil!
I'm scared!
coming! Let me fetch my sticks! Oh yeah! What's wrong? I had all my shots! How sweet it is! Nice shot, baby!
Go away, you animal!
So you can see there I opened up Frankenstein and the mummy is ready. Up until this stage I struggled with the mummy. Started it I think once or twice more, but each time I messed it up. So even though I already had Frankenstein going, I thought the best way to get mummy would be to start Frankenstein mode along with the mummy. But can you believe it? I actually messed it up and didn't start the mummy mode there. So I'm basically just playing Frankenstein. And yes, that was a sad state of affairs. So sometimes your best laid plans will just not work out. But that's okay. Just keep on going, try and play safe and take the points as they come. And as I mentioned earlier in the game, any mode that you finish adds to the Monsters of Rock value. Okay, so what am I going to do now? So I only need to start creature and then I will basically be able to start Monster Bash again. So now I'll use that to finish off the mummy, because you can see mummy and Dracula are both primed. Okay, so I started a creature feature and Dracula and the mummy is starting, and you can see Monster Bash is ready. And because I only need to get the mummy, as soon as I have the mummy, it will go over automatically into Monsters of Rock for having collected all 60 instruments. And you will see I'm going to get a nice big bonus when that happens. I haven't mentioned it before, but I'm playing this table with the enhancements on because all the action happens at the top of the table. And the most important is the lit lanes above the rollover lanes are one of the most valuable things that Zen has done with the enhancements, because it actually helps you to know what's going on. I really hope they implement it in all the tables as a separate toggle, say like ball trails. Okay, so each monster hit is 2.5 million now for this third Monster Bash. As soon as I have enough points for the mummy, which is, there we go, 145 million. Just for starting the mode, that's great. And all monsters are now worth 5 million, where previously it was 4 million. And then you'll see, once I get all 6 monsters, the Monsters of Rock bonus is also coming here. There we go, 30 million. So yeah, so now it's getting lucrative to start this mode. And my score just jumped from, what was it, 800 million to well over 1 billion. And I don't even think I played it very well, this particular mode. There we go, billion. That is what I was hoping for. Still going on. Let's see, yep, another Monsters of Rock, 36 million. So yes, definitely very lucrative to get Monsters of Rock for a second time. And then also if you have completed many of the modes. I didn't do it on purpose, but if I play again, I'll try and start as many modes as I can while the game is going on. Okay, so that's it. Unfortunately, you can watch till the end, but I didn't do too well, so squandered the balls that I did have left. I get another extra ball, but I'll lose that as well. So I'm just gonna stop the commentary here now, and then I'll just have some final comments there in the end.
Get on the scales like you.
It's nice to see your back.
Shoot again.
And yes, just like that, end of the game. I'm happy at how it went. I learned a few things actually in this game, and the main thing is that the more modes you finish, the bigger your Monsters of Rock score is gonna get. The strategy that I follow works well. I didn't mention it earlier, but the reason why you don't want to start Dracula and Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein is because he gets in the way. So that's the main reason why, and also it takes too long to try and get to it. So thanks guys, hope you enjoyed it, and yes, see you for the next video.